welcome to another episode of r/today I did an oopsie, Tifu by rubbing my bing bong into a security guard's ding dong, out of habit. Normally, students can beep into my school with an ID card. It's RFID, and pretty reliable, so most people don't take their card out of their wallet or purse. They just hold it near the waist height reader, wait for the beep, and the turnstile unlocks. I'm a junior, and I've been getting into the building the same way for years. I keep my ID card in my back pocket, so I just bump my butt up against the reader, and then sidestep through the turnstiles. That sounds a little weird to write, but I promise it's easy to do in one smooth motion. And I'm definitely not the only girl who gets in this way. Only issue was today, when the turnstile broke and wouldn't lock. As a temporary fix, the security guard was standing by the turnstile in front of the reader, and we were supposed to have our ID out to show him as we walked in. Coming in at 8 AM, after years of habit, I was on autopilot. I approached the security guard. He said, "ID," and I nodded at him, and turned around, bumped my ass up against his crotch, and then did it again, slower and more forcefully. Obviously I didn't hear the beep, so I guess my brain thought I wasn't close enough to the reader. It all took about 2 seconds, and when I felt his crotch against my ass instead of the metal turnstile, I suddenly realized what I was doing. But before I could say anything, he had taken a huge step back and started going all whoa whoa whoa. "Miss, I just need the ID, please, not a lap dance," and then turned up to the security camera with his hands in the air like he wanted it on record he didn't cause this. I tried to explain, but he wasn't willing to listen, telling me to just go in, and that's that. Couple of other students saw, so I'm waiting for the rumor mill to get back to me. Too long, didn't read. Decided I could bribe my way into school without an ID by giving the security guard a lap dance. I was right. I worked at a place that installed a waist-high scanner. We called it a rectal scanner as we put our ass up against it. Hear it beep and the door would unlock. You know, that would be couple layers of added security in those ultra-secure government buildings. In movies we've seen clever bypasses for retinal, eyeball scanners from a contact lens to literally removing someone's eye and holding it up to the scanner. Now if everyone's bunghole is different, these rectal scanners could help us all sleep a little better each night. I used to do this as a guy. With the card reader I mean. Tifu, in 4th grade, me accidentally showed my parents homemade porn to the entire class. To begin, this didn't happen today, or a few months ago. I was in the 4th grade circa 1995ish. I've never spoken about this since it happened, but out there somewhere, there are around 30 former 4th grade students who, if asked, can recall the horror on my face. It all began over the summer of 1995. We had taken a family trip to Mammoth Caves in Kentucky. We had a great time touring the caves. My dad had taken with us a camcorder he had recently purchased, and videotaped many of the tours we went on. Fast forward the summer and onto the school year. We were studying science at the time, different types of rocks, and how they were formed. If I recall correctly, the teacher told us that we were to have a show and tell of the different types of rocks that we were able to find around our neighborhood. Naturally, I recalled all of the awesome rock formations I had seen at Mammoth Caves, and asked if I could bring the video instead. Excited to see some of the footage, my teacher agreed. I went home and asked my mom and dad if I could share one of the tapes. They said I could and asked if I knew where they were. I said that I did. Well, apparently the tapes that were stored in their dresser drawer weren't footage of our family vacation. Now, let me backtrack a little before I get to the nitty-gritty. I'd like to add that I was a very curious kid. I would sneak into anywhere I could just to explore and see things. My parents' room was one of the locations I would sneak into. That's how I knew that there were some camcorder tapes in their dresser. Moving along, I grabbed one of the camcorder tapes from the dresser. It was marked number 3. I think that I figured that it was labeled that way because my dad took several videos on the trip, and I had never really seen him use the camcorder for anything else. Being a 4th grader, I had no idea that my parents would have used it to record that. So myself, with video in my backpack, went to school skipping happily, not knowing the horror that was to come. Show and tell day was finally here. I couldn't wait to knock the socks off of everyone with my videos of stalagmites and stalactites, and cave rooms filled with glittering quartz. At last my turn was next. My teacher rolled the TV and VCR to the front of the room and announced that you are all in for a very special treat. Little did we all know the treat was in fact going to be special. She popped the video into the VCR and pressed play. I immediately recognized the room on the screen. Huh, that's odd, I thought to myself. Then in the corner of the screen appears my mom, luckily with all her bathing suit areas covered by lingerie. Then dad. Oh god. He's in a Speedo. Right then my teacher noticed what was happening and raced to the TV to shut it off before the class witnessed anything rated R. 10 seconds of footage that seemed to last an eternity were now burned into my memory along with the uproarious laughter of 30, 10-year-old kids. My teacher grabbed the tape and called me to the hallway. I was in tears. Mortified. She asked me what the hell. I told her I had no idea that was on the tape. She believed me and took the tape to the principal, who called my parents. They told them that they had to go and pick up the tape and made me return to class. Stepping back into the classroom was the single most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to me. And I'm 30 now. My parents never spoke of it. I'm sure they figured the embarrassment was punishment enough. They never came to get the tape. I was ridiculed for weeks. Eventually people forgot and life returned to normal. Hopefully you weren't expecting to read that my whole class watched as my dad had explicit relations with my mom. Not so sure I'd be sharing if that were the case. Too Long Didn't Read took family vacation to Mammoth Caves. Dad took videos. I then took what I thought were those videos to class for show and tell. Turned out to be parent porn. You know that all the teachers and staff watch the tape. Honestly, I've always wondered if the entire staff ever watched my dad take my mom to Pound Town. At a minimum the principal probably did, he was kind of a perv. How do you know your elementary school principal was a perv? Just the way he interacted with kids. Interacted. Tifu by identifying my friend's father's penis and ruining dinner. Happened about a week ago. But I've been hesitant to post this as I wasn't sure if it really fits. No one involved in this story is a minor. Too Long Didn't Read at bottom. I am a freshman in college and have fairly quickly settled in with a group of friends, which is awesome. There are about 6 of us, and we were all eating dinner in our university's dining hall one night. We were just chatting when one girl went to show us a picture on her iPhone. She was scrolling through her camera roll when she suddenly recoiled and started nervously giggling. What? The collective asked. There's some dude's dong here. We gathered around her phone to see that indeed there was a photo of a man's penis, as well as a fully nude full body mirror selfie, notably without face showing. We laughed about it for a second before trying to figure out how the hell the photos got there. We looked at the time it was saved to the phone, about noon, and figured out she was in class while it happened, so no one could have put them there when she wasn't looking. We also realized it wasn't a young body, it was a classic dad bod, and the guy was wearing a wedding ring. We couldn't figure it out until something occurred to me. Before I turned the setting off, everyone using my family iCloud account, my parents and brother, had access to my photo stream. They could see most of the photos I saved to my phone. This got annoying after my mom started questioning things I had saved. Nothing bad, just weird memes or out of context texts from friends. So I turned it off, without thinking of the consequences. I asked her if she shared an iCloud account with anyone. She said she shared one with her parents. She got quiet for a moment before the realization hit the entire table. I've never seen someone go from laughing to crying so quickly. The rest of our group was silent for a minute until the situation was explained to the Android users among us that this poor girl had almost definitely seen her father's penis. We sat there for probably another 15 minutes trying to comfort her with an alternative explanation. But what can you say in a situation like that? The image is burned into all of our minds. I've never met her father, but I'm terrified one day I will. And that he'll have a dad bod and a gold wedding ring and I'll know exactly what his penis looks like. Too Long Didn't Read. Friend found unexpected dong pic on phone. I can't keep my mouth shut. Told her it was near certainly her dad's penis shared through iCloud. And now none of us are okay. Edit. Clarifying the Too Long Didn't Read. Edit 2. Electric Boogaloo. Why on earth is this on the front page of Reddit? Also thanks for the silver. Edit 3. Freud enters the chat. Since like half of the comments are why would you cry from seeing your dad's dong? We are all Americans and nudity, esp with your family, is more taboo for us. We are assuming these were taken in a sexual connotation, which isn't really how we like to think about our parents. It wasn't crying like oh my god what will I do. It was more a mix of laughter and crying like I can't believe this is what just happened. Edit for the provable finale. I'm not posting a picture of this man's penis you nasties. Reading the title. I thought that this story is going about you having sex with some guy and it turns out it's your friend's dad. Kind of like the dude on Grindr or whatever who was gonna hook up with his uncle. What? Kind of like the dude on GRINDRWHO almost ducked his uncle. Thank you, I couldn't hear that the first time. Every ducking time, damn it. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content. It's free and that's a great price.